Hello everyone, my name is Rachel Dares. On behalf of the VBS TV network, we welcome you, especially young Vietnamese in Vietnam, in the U.S. and in every part of the world, to watch this program. We not only offer the latest in economic and business news of Vietnam, the U.S. and across the globe, but also help you understand English and learn it with an American accent. Since we are an independent TV network, our reports are independent, true, and accurate. Following are today's U.S. headlines. Carnival on deck to cruise to Cuba. Wall Street ends stronger. Cruising to Cuba from the U.S. may soon come to fruition for Carnival Cruises. The U.S. Commerce Department and Treasury Department have approved Carnival's plans to operate cruises to Cuba starting in May. The company is still waiting for the approval from Cuba. Dan Trotta, Reuters' chief Cuba correspondent, had this to say.
Carnival's had its eye on Cuba for many years. It hopes eventually that Cuba will be a very profitable business for them. A number of other ferry companies also have permission from the U.S. government to bring Americans to Cuba by sea. However, all of them, like Carnival, still do not have permission from the Cuban government. That's no small matter, as the Cubans have a reputation for taking a long time to approve such matters.
The move comes following the two countries formally agreeing to reinstate diplomatic relations last month. Jaime Katz, analyst of Morningstar, have this to say.
It's obviously an easy next step for the cruise lines because Cuba is so close. And there's so much interest in Americans in traveling to a place that has really been prohibited for the last 50 years.
Americans are still prohibited from visiting Cuba as tourists, but they are allowed to go for other reasons that includes visiting family, participating in religious or educational programs. And so that's the catch with Carnival. The company states the cruises will aim at education, the environment, and economic development. An emergency meeting of Eurozone leaders to talk about the Greek debt crisis had markets tensed. But stocks rebound from losses to close higher following a choppy session on Tuesday. Greek Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras has been ordered to present a proposal by Thursday for EU leaders to vote on at a meeting Sunday. Worries about China's economy and its slipping stock market have hit commodities, including copper, which hit a 6-year low. Oil prices came back after trading close to 4% lower in Tuesday's session. Casino operator Pinnacle Entertainment shares advanced higher after gaming and leisure properties upped the ante. The real estate company increased its hostile bid for Pinnacle's real estate assets to $5 billion from $4.1 billion. Horizon Pharma turned hostile after being declined by the drug producer DuPont. It reiterated its original bid. DuPont shares skyrocketed but stopped short of the offer price. A shakedown at Shake Shack. Morgan Stanley cut the burger chain operator's rating to underweight from equal weight, stating its valuation is too fat. Carnival got the double thumbs up from the U.S. to run cruises to Cuba, but it's still in discussions to get the okay from Cuba. Carnival is planning to launch the route in May. Shares dropped. Taking a deeper dive, Advanced Micro Devices. The chip producer cut its second quarter revenue predictions, blaming weaker than expected demand for PCs. European shares declined further, but there was no indication of panic ahead for the Eurozone summit. Some Chinese companies listed in the U.S. dreamed of coming back home to cash in, but they may now have to make other arrangements. Chinese stocks are nosediving, and some M&A experts say that could hurt nearly $32 billion worth of transactions. After rushing to the U.S. to list where it's easier to go public, more than 24 Chinese companies had been hoping to unlist and then buy out their outstanding shares in so-called take-private deals. They would then relist on the red-hot Chinese stock exchanges to get greater valuations. After all, the Shanghai Composite Index had more than doubled in 12 months ended May, but it has plummeted roughly 30% since mid-June. And Beijing has nearly closed the door on new IPOs in its hope to prop up the stock markets. The research head at JL Warren Capital, Junheng Li, said, with the speculative exit being closed, most of the sponsors will have to cancel the buyout offers. Those fears have slammed stocks of companies that were considering or hoping to go private. After China's securities regulator revealed the suspension of new share listings, stocks of online dating service Jianyuan.com dropped 16% on Monday. Chat app maker Momo shed 8.4%, and medical research provider Wixi Pharmatech declined at 7.9%. A Phoenix-San Francisco Southwest Airlines flight was forced to return to Phoenix late Monday evening due to a flat tire on its primary landing gear, the airline said in a statement. Despite the in-flight terror, Flight 211 managed to land safely back in Phoenix and was met by a number of emergency vehicles. There were no immediate reports of injuries due to the emergency landing. Passengers were carried back to the airport terminal by bus and rebooked on to their final destinations. The airline stressed its commitment to safety after the incident. Comedian Bill Cosby testified in 2005 that he obtained sedatives with the intent of giving them to young women with the intent to have sex with them, based on court documents unsealed on Monday. Cosby made the testimony in a civil case brought against him by a former Temple University employee who alleged he had tricked her into taking drugs before sexually assaulting her. The case was settled in 2006 for an undisclosed amount. More than 40 women have come forward in the past year, alleging Cosby drugged and sexually assaulted them, dating back decades. His attorneys have consistently denied the allegations, and he has never been criminally charged. And most of the allegations exceed the statute of limitations. Cosby is popularly known for his role as Dr. Cliff Huxtable on the hit TV comedy The Cosby Show. U.S. President Barack Obama and Vietnam's Communist Party chief Nguyen Phu Trong talked about the importance of resolving maritime disputing in the South China Sea on Tuesday at the White House. They also discussed the Trans-Pacific Partnership, TPP, with Obama, stating that the agreement could potentially create significant job growth and prosperity for both the Vietnamese and American people. Trong said they recognized differences over human rights during their meeting. The Vietnamese official said he had extended an invitation to Obama to visit Vietnam, which the president accepted. The U.S. women's soccer team held a rally in Los Angeles on Tuesday after their 5-2 crushing win over Japan in Sunday's Women's World Cup final. Goalkeeper Hope Solo had this to say: "I'm honored to be American. I'm honored to be on this team, and I'm honored to play for you guys and for this country." Midfielder Carly Lloyd, whose 3 goals within the first 16 minutes of the match had helped lead the U.S. to victory, had this to say: "Every day so far, it feels great to wake up as a world champion, and that feeling won't get old." At the end of the rally, the entire team invited the crowd to say with them, "I believe that we just won." We will be right back after this commercial break.